Welcome back. We're talking taxes, the economy, and really the future of our beloved Commonwealth of Massachusetts with the president of the Mass Taxpayers Foundation, Doug Howgate. And Doug, a few weeks ago, Brian Kane, the head of the MBTA Advisory Board, was sitting in that chair there, and he painted a very bleak picture of the financial future of the T, given how important public transit is to our overall economic health. Is a major bailout of the T from Beacon Hill going to be necessary?
I think the T has a few big challenges right now, and one of the things we've really been focusing on is the first thing the T has to do to support the system we have is get workforce, leadership, and I think culture in place. And so there absolutely is a fiscal component to that. We've written quite a bit on that. But the reality is right now, the T's budget supports about 7,500 or so employees. They're more at about 5,500, 5,800. That gap of 1,000 to 1,800 employees, that's a big impediment to having a reliable, safe system. And in order to get that, that's what has to be put in action first as we think about how we deal with future fiscal challenges.
What do you mean by culture? You said they have to fix the culture.
You know, I think one of the things that was notable in a report that we wrote about recently is we are dealing with, and I think there's a direct correlation to the workforce, these are strong, I think, jobs that have been losing people recently, right? It's been hard to keep people at the T. I think there's a number of reasons for that, but I think part of it is, you know, the T's been under a microscope as it should be for a long time now, and you can imagine if you're a worker there, what's your sense of job satisfaction and fulfillment in a place that is going from seemingly crisis to crisis and doesn't seem to be able to move forward? And so I think that's a big part of strong leadership and getting the workforce in place to support it.
But you've got access to the world's sweetest pension deal, right? 22 years, and you're on easy street for the rest of your life.
And I think those long-term fiscal issues, we absolutely need to be thinking about how we're getting a handle on those. But the reality is, I think what's drawing people to work at a place like the T is fundamentally different than it's been over time, and they are having trouble getting folks in those positions. And so we need to think about how to get workers there that are going to stay and be committed to the T.
The budget debate is ongoing on Beacon Hill. As we're talking, the ball is in the Senate's court. What do you make of the spending patterns you've been seeing over the last couple of cycles on Beacon Hill? I mean, we got all this federal money, and the state revenues have been flush. Some indications that might be starting to ease up a little bit. Have we spent our way into a corner again?
In fiscal year 21 and fiscal year 22, so we're currently in fiscal year 23, in those 2 years, tax revenues in Massachusetts grew by 40%, right? And absolutely astronomical, about $10 billion in tax revenue growth. Totally blew past any pre-pandemic trends. We are seeing spending levels that are in excess of what we've seen before, and those, I think, do need to be ratcheted down as we're entering a new reality. But I think the one thing that the Baker administration, House and Senate leadership deserve credit for, the balance of our rainy day fund has doubled over the last few years, and we've had these significant budget surpluses, and they've actually set aside some of those resources as well. So I think we do need a different spending reality, especially as we head into next fiscal year. But the fiscal condition of the Commonwealth, I think, is strong, and that's why we've been so supportive as well as of this tax relief package, because we think it all kind of works together as we move forward.
Well, look, I think there's broad support. We're almost out of time here, but I think there's broad support for spending on certain things, and there's a lot of fixed costs that we have. But share with our viewers a spending priority that they've been emphasizing on Beacon Hill that you find alarming.
Oh, that's a good question. I would say one of the things you see when the budgets get bigger and bigger, you see more and more spending on local projects known as earmarks. And in and of themselves, I think earmarks can do very good things. The reality is, though, when money goes away, the resources for those local projects go away. And so sometimes they get built into these, you know, local nonprofits rely on these funds, that they're going to be very cyclical with the economy. I think that's something we've got to continue to watch.
Yeah, and maybe you don't need that new gazebo.
The Townsend gazebo, absolutely. Yep.
All right, Doug, thanks very much for being here.
Yep. Thank you so much.